would be.
It's just going live
If we
now.
could talk to the animals, learn their languages, maybe take an animal degree. We'd study elephant and eagle, buffalo and beagle,
Good music.
alligator, guinea pig and tree. We would converse in polar bear and python, and we would curse in fluent kangaroo. If people asked us, can you speak a
It's a
rhyming
fabulous song.
we'd say, of course, us.
Very good.
Takes you back a while though, doesn't it? Because it's quite an old
Quite an
song.
old one.
Think of all the things we could discuss. If we could walk with the animals, talk with the animals, run and scream, squawk with the animals, and they could talk to us.
Okay,
If we consulted,
I think that's enough of that. I think we got the message. Hello, everybody. Please let us know who you are and if you've got anything to say to us. Hey, Tara. I'm so excited tonight because I've got Beth Lee Crowther, who is an animal communicator. Hello, Bella. Now, it's interesting, Beth, because, and I put that talk to the animals on because that's what you do. You communicate with the animals. So we're going to talk about that in a short while. And I've got something on in the background, which is not good. Hold on. I don't know why that's coming in there. Hold on. That's the one I wanted. Okay, so there we are. Sandra, hello. Ian, hello. Carolyn, hello. And Bella's doing meow and woof, so she talks to her animals all the time. So we first met, Beth, in, oh my gosh, it's got to be at least 6 years ago.
Easily.
We
Val,
met
yeah.
through our mutual friend, Dave Williams, who sadly passed away just over 3 years ago now.
That's right.
And that was such a shock, wasn't it? It really was for everybody, I think.
Terrible shock.
Yeah, but we worked together in a church, and I didn't really know what was going to happen. I knew you were coming on, but I didn't really know what you were going to do. And then everybody's handing you their photographs of their pets, and there's you going blah, 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 and connecting to all their pets, and it was amazing. How do you do that? Oh, have you frozen up? She's frozen up. Oh no!
Oh, I lost you then, Val.
You froze up. So I was asking, how do you do communication with the animals? Because it's a fascinating topic, and I know lots of people do it, and I have seen it, but I've never really known. I mean, I suppose it's the same as doing mediumship, isn't it? But you just go on, tell us.
It's quite similar. I mean, the principles are the same, really, in the fact that you are a receiver of information. So you will get words, pictures, feelings, emotions, clairvoyance, because you'll see pictures within the mind. But I believe all animals are psychic and they're telepathic, and that's the language that they are able to share with us. So being a pet psychic is fascinating because I can find out lots of information about people's pets and other animals, about how they feel, about their past. Maybe there's a rescue animal and you're a little bit confused about their behaviour, and it may be as a result of what's gone on for them before they came to you, for instance. You might have a young animal like a puppy or a kitten, and you want to know which is the best way forward with them. You might be having health issues with your pet, so it's quite good to look at the areas of the body that could be affected. Obviously, I'm not a vet, so I can't make a prognosis or a diagnosis legally, but it can be useful in assisting a veterinary assessment in some way. And behaviour often is the thing that comes up for people. Maybe their horse is, rearing, bucking, refusing to jump, all sorts of reasons. The main thing people ask me about, can I stop their dogs from barking? That's a common one. And unfortunately, I can try, but, it's like me saying to somebody, you need to stop smoking. it's up to them whether they're going to stop or not. Even though you can point out all the reasons why you should, that doesn't mean that person is going to take the advice. So like with animals, you can point out all the reasons why not to bark, but barking is very instinctual. So sometimes it can be a hard thing to stop or reduce, but often through an animal communicator or a pet psychic reading, it can certainly help, or it can throw light onto the root cause of the problem. Why are they acting in this way in the first place? And sometimes it can be something that you wouldn't imagine the problem to be, because animals are closely linked with their owners. So often what I get is animals and owners working together in a way that if you help the owner, ultimately you're helping the pet, because some of the behavior can be because our pet is trying to express something that's going on in our own lives that they understand. Because like I said, animals are very psychic, so they can look at your past, they can look at your present, and they can look at your future. So often the reading isn't just about the pet, it can be about the person at the same time. Now I believe, Val, so many people can do this, that if you're open-minded and you love animals, you can have this telepathic connection. Even with animals that have passed away, you would be having that mediumistic connection. And so on the 14th of April, my book was released. So I wrote a book teaching people how they can do it themselves, because you know, it's easy for me to talk about it and to tell people, but if you can read through the book and use my, what I call my pact method, which is psychic animal technique, then you can start having that bond and that connection with your own pets as well. I mean, as you know, here in the UK, I've been extremely lucky because I've been on an ITV programme very regularly called This Morning. And so it's been perfect for me to show people that this can really work. They've given me that platform where viewers of the show can send in their photographs of their pet. And I've been doing live readings on TV. And so that has been, you know, really how I've been trying to prove it to people. I don't know the people who are ringing in or watching. They're sending in their questions and their photograph, and then I'm giving them the information. So I've been very lucky here to have done that. And as you know, I do the radio every week too.
Yeah, I was just going to ask. So if anybody wants to send in a question for Beth, please do. And don't forget your names for healing as well, or your pets for healing. But if you've got any questions for Beth, please send them in. And it's interesting. I was thinking as you were talking there, do you just do pets, or have you, and you mentioned horses, have you done any other animals? I'm fascinated by have you done any other animals? And I'm thinking of crocodiles and cows, and Anne-Marie Chibber's just come on and she's got animals, so you know, farm animals. So I'm just wondering, do you do other animals as well?
Yes, Val, any animal at all. I've done snakes, bearded dragons, like you said, cows, sheep, farmyard animals. And so what the conclusion I've reached, that all animals are able to communicate in this way, as long as that's what they would like to do. Obviously, I can't assume every animal wants to have a conversation with me. Like I can't assume that if I go in the post office, the person in the queue wants to have a chat with me either. Everybody's different, every soul's different. So just like people, some pets give you more information, some are more reserved. Just like some people talk and talk and talk, and then other people, you know, it's like getting blood out of a stone trying to get information. So I never assume that I can just do it with them. I get their permission first, and then once that permission is established, that flow and that connection starts to build. So then I might get words, phrases, I might see pictures of things, I might want to ask the owner about something that's going on in their lives that the animal has alerted me to. So it's quite a nicely rounded thing to do, because you're working with both. But also it's interesting to look at people's questions that they have about their pets, because often we want to know, are our pets happy? Do they like us? That's the common thing. People, oh, what if they say they don't like me? You know, often people say, am I feeding them the correct food? You know, do they like what they're having? So all sorts of things come up. And what I say to people is, if you have a go yourself, we often suffer from self-doubt. And often that's because we want to communicate with our own pets, but we're a little bit worried about what they're going to share with us. Like the things I've just said, like, what if they say they don't like me, or they're not happy here? So people put these doubts in straight away. So what I always say, have a go with somebody else's pet first. That's really good. Like one of your friends' pets. You only need a photograph. You don't have to physically be with them, because it's through a psychic process and a telepathic process. You don't need to be in the same room. You can be, but a photograph works just as well, or a good description.
I don't think I'd want to be in the same room as a crocodile while I was trying to communicate to it. I think I'd rather have
that might be tricky.
So Jenny, I'm going to put this question up. Jenny has just put the question up. I hope you can see that there, Beck.
You might have to read that to me, Val. I can't see that very easily.
Okay. She says, Jenny says, my dog Poppy barks at other dogs when we're out. It drives us mad. We've tried everything to stop her. We'll get your book.
Okay. And did you say that was Jenny?
Yeah.
Hiya, Jenny. Because I haven't got a photograph of Poppy. Have you got a description of Poppy? Could you just type in her breed and colour, so I can start to formulate a picture in my mind?
While Jenny's doing that, Ian has said, do farm animals forgive us for eating them?
Do you know what? I always find that really tricky, because I was a vegetarian for many years, and I became extremely ill through anemia, because I was having heartburn medication, which was stopping my absorption of iron, and I wasn't eating any meat. And I ended up in hospital because I was severely anemic. And I took the decision to stop being a vegetarian and introduce a little bit of meat afterwards into my diet to rebuild my red blood cells. And I went through hell trying to think, I don't want to eat animals. But what I said to Spirit and to the animals was that to do my work, I need to be fit and well. And this is going to help me get better. And the answer I got was to always appreciate your food, say thank you to the animal for providing that. And then I did think, I mean, I don't eat a lot of meat now, Val, just occasional. But I did think, well, animals do eat other animals, and I had to try and find a way through it. So I do believe in a way, yes, they do forgive us if we appreciate their sacrifice that is made for us. But I do understand what you're saying, Ian, because I do wrangle with it on a huge basis myself. And you know, and I always think, if you have that practice, if you appreciate it, you show gratitude, you say thank you, and you know, just only have good quality meat. I try and buy organic where possible. And in the UK, we've got like a little tractor, farm assured, and things like that, codes on food, which I'm sure you have in your own codes in Australia as well. And I try not to ever let any of that meat go to waste. So if we don't eat it all, for instance, then my dogs will have a meal from that as well. So I wouldn't want to be throwing any of it away, because I would find that also disrespectful. So it is difficult, and I think in moderation it can be good, but you know, you have to try and think about where that works for you, for the individual. Obviously, I know a lot of vegetarians, I know a lot of vegans, and I do incorporate those foods into my life as well. You know, so I see it from all points of view.
So Ian said thank you. There was somebody up here. Veronica says hello, and Jenny has come back with her dog is a white Maltese.
Perfect.
And she said very feisty. So I've got a couple of questions here, so we're gonna have to do these one at a time, I reckon.
Right. So Jenny, what I get, because I'm building up that picture in my mind, you see, of Poppy being a white Maltese, and what I get is that I hope you don't mind me saying this. Would you find that she puts weight on easily, Jenny? Because I feel like there's quite a lot going on, and as if she's fed the best of everything, and that may need to be cut back a little bit, or to look at her diet. Because what I feel is when you go out, she feels so full of energy and so exuberant, like she can't contain herself. And you might find that she pulls on the lead, if you're using a lead, quite a lot, and she's really 100 miles an hour. And it's almost like, you know, when you give a child a can of Coca-Cola, like they're like, whoa. So I feel that maybe the first thing to do is to look at her diet. Okay, you might want to look at maybe giving her like a hypoallergenic diet, so you're cutting out some of the wheat and grains, because that may be assisting that there. I feel that she is absolutely delightful, very loving, wants to be with people, and I feel there's almost a huge contrast being indoors to being outside. I think she's very intelligent, and some of that could be channeled into an activity. I feel that she does want to please you though, so I don't feel that all is lost when she has this problem. I do feel that you can work with her and you can resolve the issue quite effectively. And maybe something like clicker training, or some kind of activity where she's rewarded for doing well, she would really thrive on something like that. So you can look on YouTube or research clicker training, because it's based on food rewards. So just a little bit of food, and you use a clicker. So you can research that, and that would help her, because she would know that she was pleasing you, and that would ultimately help her. I want to give you the name of Grace. So if you don't know that name already, I want you to look out for this person coming in, because Poppy shares that with me. And I also want to give you the 16th of September. She's putting that date into my mind. So that might be something that's already, you know, established to you. If not, then remember that that's being given nearer the time, and look out for any significance around that. I feel like her feet get quite sore. I don't know if she creates a bit of an issue if you're trying to do her claws, or whether she gets quite hot feet. I know that sounds a bit odd, but just to be aware of that is also important. And I feel that sometimes she can feel restricted around the neck area. So I want you to keep your eye on any coughing, any spluttering. Maybe she would be, you may well already use a harness with her, but I would be wary of collars and things on this dog from how I feel. And that may get a little bit worse over time. So it might be something you want to keep your eye on or discuss with the vet, because it almost feels like her airway isn't massive, if that makes sense. I don't know whether she gets a little bit nasally as well, or she sniffs a lot, or you notice anything, but just so you're aware of that for the future. Also get the name of Lisa or Lena. So again, that's something to look out for. I feel that you give her the best.
Uh-oh, we've lost her again. She was on a roll. I'm trying to quicken her up so we can get all the questions.
Sorry,
in.
I lost you there.
Yeah, I was just saying I'm going to quicken you up, because I've got a whole list of questions here by people.
No
problem. And I'm sure Jenny will come back to me on that. Jenny's a very good friend of mine in the UK. So Bella says her dog Axel barks a lot too. A very large German Shepherd, dark tan and black, 2 years old. And doesn't like children, asking for any advice.
Okay, I feel
And
that
shall I give you all the questions and then you can go through them, or what do you reckon?
let's do Bella and Axel, because I've got that in my mind now.
Okay.
So let's do that quite quickly. I feel that Axel is very protective of you, Bella. And the reason I picked that up is that there has been some anxiety or nervousness around you, or you're carrying something from the past that you haven't worked through yourself. And Axel is picking up on that anxiety. And it's almost like he's trying to get people to stay away. Like, I'm looking after you, stay away from Bella. She's mine. It's almost like he's very protective.
That makes sense.
Okay, so I feel that he knows what's gone on for you in the past, and that's his way of looking out for you and dealing with things. Again, because children have reacted because he's a big guy, you know, and children have reacted to him. Sometimes that sets something up where he's like, no, children, leave me alone, stay away. And so I think you do need to just be mindful of him around children. But I do feel the way through this is that actually he's socialized more with other dogs, but through like a proper dog trainer where you would go to a class. Because this dog also, because he's so protective, he sees that as his job, and he's almost like come from working stock, as if he needs a job to do. So by working with a really good dog trainer, that will be really helpful, and integrate him in with other dogs and giving him something to do, which takes his mind off just solely focused on you. He feels very much like a one person dog. So therefore, to do things with others in the correct way will be your best way forward.
That's
but he's
brilliant.
Gorgeous. He feels such a loving dog, and really wants to do his best for you.
Yeah, that's really lovely. And that makes sense to me. I know Bella as well.
Oh, okay.
And I know Axel as well. So
Okay.
so that makes sense to me. And Bella has actually responded to that in the positive. So that's really good. Veronica has asked, our black toy poodle gets really aggro around bigger dogs. Is there anything we can do to limit this?
Yeah, that's fear-based. Straight away, when I link into your poodle, is that I get fear. And I don't know whether when you go back in time, there was an incident with another dog. And that has set up this, like, if I get to you first, then you're not going to hurt me. So this is a defensive mechanism I'm getting from your poodle. That can be quite challenging at times, because obviously you're going to be on high alert, because you're thinking, oh, there's a dog coming along and I need to be in control of the situation. And I've got a dog who acts in exactly the same way. What I realized was that when I take her on my own out for her walk, she's far better and is not reactive to other dogs than when I'm with my partner and my other dog. And almost that I think she sees it, then we're a pack, and she's also defending the pack. So what I've done to really help her is I've taken her out on my own, and I've really focused on how relaxed I am when I see another dog approaching. So I keep talking to her in my mind, saying we're safe, and reassuring her in that way. So telepathy can go a long way in these incidences. And although you have to have a firm grip, of course, on your lead, you don't want to make it so tense that the dog actually can feel that tension going from your hand into their harness or collar. So although you need to be firm, you do need to have a bit of a relaxed grip at the same time. And the other thing to do is to just keep walking. That's what I find. Go at a good pace, and just keep saying, come on, keep them going. Come on, come on, come on. And that's how I deal with it. I keep them going, you know, instead of, we're not stopping, we're not talking to the person, we're not acknowledging that other dog, we're just walking past it. You can take with you like a little shaker, like if you get a plastic bottle and fill it up with like stones or rice or something that will rattle. And if your dog then starts to go over and creates an issue, start shaking that so they're like, whoa, and it distracts them. Again, another technique that I use with my dog is a little tin, and I shake some little dry treats in a tin. Because she's so greedy, she immediately is then focused on me and food, and that's quite a good tactic. It can be a hard habit to break, I'm not going to say, because I feel the root of this is another dog doing something to your dog in the past and frightening your dog.
She's acknowledged that, Beth.
Yeah. And so you're then trying to look at tactics to overcome that problem, and desensitize really is your best way. I'm telling your poodle now that not every dog is trying to hurt you or attack you or upset you, and there are good dogs out there that can be your friend. So later on, what you could do then, Veronica, is somebody who you know who's got a calm, quiet dog, gently introduce them by taking them out for a walk together on leads, not just letting them off the lead in the house or anything like that, but having them on a lead and walking them together. That's how I helped a previous dog I had, and my mom had a dog, and my mom's dog was very feisty stray, had to fight for her food because she was straying, and it took quite a few weeks, but by going out together, walking them together, using those other tactics, they kind of just got used to being in each other's company, and then they became friends. So that might be something you could try.
Yeah, brilliant. Anne-Marie said she has made some comments. She liked your coming from living on a farm. She said I think the animals understand this as long as done humanely. So we were talking about the eating of meat. So that's nice that she's acknowledged that one. Gayleen has said, I've got a dog called Zeref, which is scratching me. Have tried allergy tablets and flea treatment, but still biting and scratching. Is this behavioural or something else? What dog is it, Gayleen?
Immediately what I get there is there's a food allergy that's irritating the skin. And so this itchiness is coming from inside. I know obviously you always have to flea treat your animals. Of course you do. And animals can be very sensitive in that way, but I feel this is an issue that comes from inside, and it presents on the outside, a bit like if we have something like eczema, what people have, and then you put things on the top of it, but actually what it can be is a food allergy going on. So there may well be, I feel, an intolerance there. So look at a hypoallergenic diet, because I feel that that's going to help strengthen them. And then you may look at something for the skin which is quite good, like aloe vera, which is quite calming and can help relieve that itch. Obviously I can't tell you what to put on your dog because I'm not a vet, but you can research that and just get the okay from your own vet there.
Well done, well done. Jenny came back, by the way, and said Lisa is her daughter in spirit. How lovely is that? That's really good connection.
That's your dog Poppy letting you know she's aware of Lisa. Oh, thanks for confirming that.
And Tara asked, I'd love to invite Beth to connect to Suki, Tsuki, my mini Maltese, please.
Suki. The first thing I get is the number 8. I don't know if Suki is 8 or there is a very big relevance for you with that number, but I see that immediately when I'm connecting in, so I have to give you that information. Now I get the name Michael as soon as I tune into Suki, so look out for that person if you don't already understand that. I get such a loving little soul with Suki. I get a little bit of nervousness and a little bit of anxiety, but almost like Tara, you're aware of her needs. You're very tuned into Suki from what I'm picking up here. There is a change of home or change of address coming in here. Now, this is either you or somebody very close to you. And it's like I'm seeing you from Suki's eyes walking through a new door. And I get the words like Suki's encouraging you to go for it. There's a change coming in. Just go for it. Don't be frightened. Know that you're more than capable of achieving a goal here. Suki is such a gentle soul. And do you find, Tara, that if you're not feeling well or feeling down, that Suki, gravitates towards you and even comfort you? Because I feel Suki has such a strong healing energy. And you might find that people come to visit you because they want to see Suki, and that's because they know subconsciously that Suki gives off these healing vibes, if you like, and these qualities. Tara,
hold on, folks. Hello, Helena. If I haven't said hello to people, I'm really sorry, but there's lots of questions coming in here.
Sorry,
Tara,
keeps going off.
Yeah, that's all right. Tara said that 8 is her favourite number and her birthday's on the 8th of June. So those things all make sense. And Renee has just said this is really exciting. And I'm sure I've missed somebody in there. But Renee has got a little puppy called Luna. She unfortunately loves to chase cars, but also is biting the kids too much. She should be easing her teeth by now. Does that make sense? Oh, we've lost her again. Hey, Lucia. Yeah, she is on a roll.
To put it right.
There you are. Okay. So did you hear that, Luna, about Luna?
Sorry, no.
Sorry?
Sorry, no, I missed that. I lost you then, Val.
Okay. So Luna is a puppy, unfortunately loves to chase cars, but is also biting the kids too much. And she should be easing with her teeth by now.
Yeah, I feel that Luna rules the roost at home. Almost like, hey, I'm in charge of everybody. I feel that because Luna's so cute and cuddly and everybody's kind of given in to Luna, if you like, that this is a real boundary problem, that Luna doesn't really understand any boundaries and thinks I can do what I want and everybody is always excited around me. And the more people shout and make a fuss, that kind of has the opposite effect that we would like, that Luna thrives on it. Like, hey, I'm getting loads of attention, I'll do it even more. So about the behaviour there, about taking a step back and thinking that when Luna lurches at a car or is biting the kids, instead of like making a big song and dance over it, which is a natural thing to do, like stop, yeah, that feeds that behaviour. So it's about dealing with them in a very quiet, consistent, firm but fair way. I think Luna would benefit from some dog training classes, because Luna is a very exuberant personality and doesn't really see right from wrong at the moment. And getting the name Paul or Pauline, which may well connect to you there, if not, look out for this person coming in. But Luna loves life. So again, Luna sees it as a job to protect the family, but is just going about it completely the wrong way. Luna's very noise sensitive, so loud noises really make this dog react. And sometimes if we react to a loud noise, then our dogs think, oh, there must be an issue, so I need to react too. So sometimes we need to not make a fuss if there's a loud noise or something. That we sort of do the opposite, and animals are like, oh well, mom hasn't reacted, so maybe I shouldn't. So it's a real psychological thing, I feel, with Luna. And so I think it's really important for you to get some professional advice from a good dog trainer, or even maybe you could look at YouTube videos and things yourself about dealing with young dogs and good ways forward of establishing good behaviour routines. But I don't think it's anything you can't cure or sort out, because Luna is so willing to learn. It's a bit like really just learn bad habits instead of good ones, and to replace those. So I hope that's helped you.
And Renee's brother is actually called Paul, so that's the connection there.
Okay.
Tara's just said, yes, Suki is an incredible healer and always knows when I'm unwell. So that's answering that question. Lucia said to say hello.
Hello, Lucia.
Suki does experience anxiety. And Jenny wants to say thank you so much, Beth, for the reading, and also Val, you're looking lovely. Thank you.
You are looking lovely, Val.
And Jennifer has said, I was wondering if you pick up anything about my male dog named Bronson. He is very aggressive with food to my female dog.
Okay. Do you know what kind of dog Bronson is, Val? Breed?
No, you haven't said that, Jennifer. What breed of dog is he?
Just so I can get the picture in my mind, so obviously I haven't got a photograph to work with.
And while we're waiting, Renee's just said, that's so Luna. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah,
I'm definitely going to be taking her to training. She's so smart. Okay, Jennifer is saying she's a Bullarabs.
I don't know what that is.
I've never heard of one of them.
Is that a crossbreed, perhaps? Let me see if I can just tune in anyway.
Yeah.
And Jennifer might put what that is in a moment. Bronson, I feel, is it's a funny feeling I get with Bronson. Like, I'm always hungry. I always want food, and it's really big for me in my life. And I feel that you may want to perhaps look at some kind of dog vitamin supplements. Obviously, I'm not a dog dietitian, but I feel that one of the reasons is because the minerals and vitamins almost like burn off really quickly, as if Bronson is so active. It needs to be replaced. So just mention that to your vet or look into that further. I feel that really the best way around this is to separate your dogs when they're eating, because for me, that's going to be, from what I get from Bronson, not an easy fix with the aggression around food, because the hunger and the instinct kicks in so strongly, it overrules any kind of like logical thinking. He's not thinking, oh, I want to hurt you. It's just that I need to get to that food and that's mine. So he's not kind of having those empathy thoughts. It's just an instinctual thing. So I think you need to look at separating or altering the food times so that they don't mix together at the same time. I know that that's not always practical, but you do also have to look at the safety angle of this. I think to look at the vitamin thing as well is important, and that may help quieten things down a little bit, but nevertheless, I do feel it's so instinctual that sometimes we can't always get that removed, if you like. So you've got to work with what you've got. Nevertheless, Bronson seems to be such a loving character, very kind, loves to be with people, loves to explore, loves to go out. And I think this is a real fun dog. You know, a dog that you feel that you've got a loyal companion, and that you just want to spend time with Bronson. And I get like, if a dog could make you laugh, it would be Bronson. I get this amusing character, like, oh, he's always doing something and it's making everybody laugh. And he knows that and he enjoys it. What I can see, what he shows me, have you just had a big painting put up, or is there a painting being done of the dogs? He's like feeling a sense of pride over a large painting or picture. So you'll have to let us know what that means exactly. But he's giving a sense of pride over that. And
she's just said he's a big goof.
Well, he makes me laugh when I'm linking into him. And also, I feel, has he been photographed for a magazine, or have you had something published with your dogs? Or it's almost like looking at loads of pictures and loads of photographs when I link in to Bronson's energy, and it's almost like I love to be photographed. I love that. I feel that there is a knee issue. Maybe that's for you, Jennifer, or somebody struggling with their knee, and that can be helped further. So you may understand what that means. And I know your name is Jennifer, but I want to give you the name Jane or Jeanette. So something very similar to your name that Bronson is sharing there.
Okay. And Gayleen has just asked a question, and this is something that happens with me. You know, the number of times you're doing readings for somebody and their pets will bound up on you or lick your ear or whatever. And she says, do you give messages from deceased animals? And if so, have you got any messages for her? Jennifer said to say thank you. Yeah.
Yes, you do. I do get messages from animals that have crossed over into the spirit world, just like people. They have a soul, you know, and they go on into the afterlife. And I do believe we meet our animals again when we pass over, you know. And so that is a nice way to look at things. And animals can come through. Now, Gaylina, I know you've probably talked about a dog, but I also get the sense of a cat that has been lost into spirit, and I get a fast passing, as if 1 minute they were here, the next minute they'd gone over. So I'm sure that as I look at this, and this energy comes through, is that they just want to say hello, they just want to be remembered to you, that they haven't forgotten. They haven't forgotten your kindness and your love. Yeah. I also get, I don't know whether you'd have been connected, Gaylina, what looks like a small terrier, maybe a Yorkshire terrier, but has got a very petite little nose and little mouth, got very petite features. And the energy I get from this dog that's gone over into spirit was that they were so loyal, but they were so kind, and they were like a real gentle soul. And they just wanted to be held, cuddled, loved. I get like heart issues and difficulty in the chest. And that was something they'd had for a while before crossing over into the spirit world. I get as if, like, I don't know whether their hair used to go into their eyes and it had to be tied back or cut around the eyes, because I get that they would have suffered from eye irritation or dry eye in life. So I hope that makes sense to you.
So she said that the cat, it was a car accident. So I haven't heard anything more on that one. Chris, I can't quite understand what you said. Can you see my Gemma on through at all, please? I'm not sure what that means, so you might have to rewrite that in a way. But I wanted to mention, so you wrote a book, Life by Numbers.
I did, yes.
Which is numerology, or is it just specific numbers, doubles and trebles?
I'll just grab it. I forgot to grab a copy ready. That's it. What that was because I do psychic mediumship as well, and what I found that so many people wanted to ask questions about their life. And you know yourself, Val, there's only one of you. You can't always get round to everybody.
No.
And when I was recovering from anemia, I remembered that I'd started to write this book a couple of years prior, and I'd actually got time to focus on writing when I was recovering. And I started channeling the meaning of every number, but in connection to people's lives. So I went up to 1,000. So there's 1,000 in that book. And I've used my maiden name, Elizabeth Barber. So if anybody's thinking, why is the book Barber and the other book Lee Crowther, that's the reason why I use my maiden name for this book. And what it is, if you are noticing a number or patterns of numbers in your daily life, get the book and look it up and see what that means for you. Or if you just have a number that pops in, you know, you can read the psychic message, or maybe you get 2 or 3 numbers, you can put them all together and get a longer reading. So it's a very quick way of getting yourself a little psychic reading that can be accurate to your situation. You just ask the universe to send you a number that may pop into your head. You might see it out and about on your travels, on a car registration plate, for instance. You may have a favourite number. You might look at the clock and it's always 111, or you wake up in the middle of the night and it's 4:44, and you make a note of that and you can look it up and see what it means. But do you ever have a number, Val, that pops into your mind? Have you got a favourite number, or as I'm talking to you, do you get a number now that comes in?
I keep getting 1111, and it's really funny because there's a number 11 on up here of the number of people who've loved this, but 1111 is constant for me.
Okay, well, when you get like 4 numbers, 1111, what I like to do in the book is look at number 11, but look at number 1 and also look at 111, so that you're looking at those, and so you get like a reading in 3 parts really that you can put together. But 11, because obviously it's called Life by Numbers, it's not like an angel number book, it's about your life.
Yeah.
So what this is about, if you're seeing it at the moment, and something to be aware of, Val, is that vehicle problems could be an issue.
Remember, that's so funny.
Remember, a stitch in time saves 9. Get work done on your vehicle or those that you oversee, because this will prevent hefty bills in the future. So have you been having something wrong with your car, Val?
With my mobile home, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, not everybody knows this, but I was driving my mobile home and I was in a car park that was having some work done to it. So there's lots of construction work, and I'm following the arrows and it suddenly said detour, and I went under a low bar. And I took everything off the roof of my van.
Oh, you poor thing.
Yeah, I know, it was frustrating. But anyway, I didn't tell many people about that. So that's interesting, to do with car.
Yeah, that's why. So that's kind of how it works, that it's about like stuff that's going on in your life. You know, sometimes we can feel stuck or in a dilemma and we don't know which way to go forward, or we're in limbo. It's a good book then, and then to ask the universe to show you a number and to look up the advice. Or you can just flick through it and it instinctively stop on a page or a number. But
so where can people get the books from, Beth?
Well, Amazon. That's available on Amazon, and that's available on Amazon as well. So yeah, that's the easiest place. I mean, the Pet Psychic book is in some bookshops, physical bookshops. They may, in the UK, they're in some of the Waterstones shops and in Foyles as well. Or you can go into any bookshop and order it.
She's here. She's not.
Order it from. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. And if anybody asks,
Barnes and Noble and different internet stores that will stock it, or if you just Google it, it will come up.
Okay, and I'll put the information up later on my page.
Oh, I've lost you, Val. Sorry, Val, I can't hear you. Just bear with me a second. Can you hear me, Val?
Yes.
I can't hear you. I've lost the sound. Sorry about this, everybody. I'm not sure how to rectify that. I can't hear any sound.
Oh, that's weird.
I still can't hear you, Val. Sorry about this.
You want to go out and then come back in?
I'll go out. Shall leave and come back in.
It's a good job we're psychic sometimes. That's all I can say. And Beth has also got her own radio show. She's got her own radio show, and it's called Pulse Talk Radio. So Pulse as in pulse, talkradio.com. And I know I've been on it. She has some really interesting people on that program. But I know I was supposed to get her on here a couple of weeks ago. And it was interesting because she rang me at the last minute and said, I can't come on with you because I'm invited onto the TV. So it was This Morning on British TV. So I thought, oh dear, I'm demoted. And I know we're running out of time, Bella, but it's been really interesting talking about animals. And as I say, when I worked with Beth that time, and there were so many people who brought their pictures of their pets, and she just went blah, 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 and it just went through them all. It was amazing. So I'm hoping she comes back in so we can have a quick hello. But it is interesting that here she comes.
I completely lost all sound.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yeah.
Yay. Okay. So I was just telling that's all right. I was just telling everybody about your radio program. Bella's just said we're running out of time, but we are, and there's nothing we can do about that. And she said it's sure been fun. But I've talked about your radio program, and you get all sorts of people on there. I mean, I know I've been on there a while ago, and I was just saying you couldn't come on my program a couple of weeks ago because you had a better offer.
I'm so sorry about that. Because of the book launch, I started to get lots of people, you know, asking me to come on things. And I was on Heart Breakfast with Amanda Holden and Jamie Theakston. So that was quite exciting.
Yeah.
And then I went on to Talk Radio with Paul Ross and Rob Rinder. So I had some real amazing experiences. And of course, this morning, you know, I went on with Alison Hammond and Holly Willoughby and Philip Schofield and Vernon Kay and Josie Gibson. I've been on there quite a lot over the last few weeks. So I'm very honoured to have done all those kind of things. But yeah, I do a radio show every Wednesday evening in the UK between 6 and 8 p.m. on pulsetalkradio.com. That's been going now for over 12 years because I used to do it on another radio station. And of course, I've been honoured to have interviewed so many wonderful mediums and psychics and people who work in this way, including yourself, of course, Val. And we do free readings every week on the show. And also we do a psychic challenge. So there's a bit of psychic development. And if people get the answer right, they have a gift sent through the post to them. So it's really nice. And of course, I've interviewed so many wonderful people. Being able to do so many readings for everybody. So I really enjoyed the Wednesday show because there's always something new to learn from people in this industry. You know, and so and so it's you'll have to come back on soon, Val.
I would love that, Beth. I'm just going to say, Tara's just asked, are you on Facebook? And you're on Psychic Beth, isn't it? Psychic Beth on Facebook. So you will be able to find her. And quickly, Keris, who's a lovely Welsh lady, has said, this has been so interesting. If there are any more readings, I'd love to throw in my Malamut's name, Boyo. That's because she's Welsh. In case anything comes through. Do you know what a Malamute is?
Yeah, Malamute is like... like a husky type dog, I think, like that type of dog. I just get these as soon as I link into your dog, Keris. It's like I get these piercing, beautiful eyes. And does everybody say about your dog, like, look at their eyes, as if they're a bit hypnotic, like everybody's like, whoa. So I just get something that I'm aware of in that part of the body for them. I get that
we've lost her again.
For some reason. I'm back. So I really get that, Keris, your dog is such a beautiful character, and I feel that you and your dog are very bonded, very linked together. It's like you know what each other is thinking. I feel like your dog wants to lick your face, but around your jawline. Have you been having dental issues, if you don't mind me asking, Keris? Or is there somebody been going through something of that nature that's close to your dog? Because I'm seeing that immediately. So just be aware of that. Also,
yes is the answer to that. Yes.
Oh, okay. And so of course your dog is very in tune with you, so can pick that up from you, and try not to worry too much about that, because what I get, it will be okay and everything will get organized and sorted. I get the 27th of July. So I want you to remember that date has come through from your dog. So there is something significant around that time as well. And it's like I can hear your dog saying, happy birthday or happy anniversary. So it's somebody's birthday or anniversary, and I'm seeing celebration and I'm seeing balloons. So that must be now, or it's just gone, or it's just about to happen. So very close to today's date. I get such a generous soul, as if your dog is helping many people, or maybe that people get the wrong impression, and then when they meet your dog they go, I never realized how kind and beautiful dogs like this are, and then other people are thinking, I'd love a dog like that. Where'd you get one of those from? As if like you're inspiring other people to get Malamutes. I feel that this dog enjoys attention, enjoys being photographed, but commands attention when you're out, like people keep coming over. So this dog also introduces you to new people, and is helping you branch out in a social way to make new friends, which I feel is good for you, Keris. I think that you do everything for everybody else, because your dog tells me that you're so generous, you're so kind. Almost often you're last in the line, and to put yourself first is really important, Keris. I love you, Malamute. Beautiful, beautiful soul. And I just feel like the bond and the love between you is so very strong.
And she's just said, yes, she meets lots of friends through the dogs, and she is a gorgeous, gorgeous soul, Keris. And Carolyn has just said that she's been really fascinating. Thank you for this evening.
Thank you.
Hold on a sec. And she said that my Moodle puppy Delta has been watching this with me. Jenny says sorry that she's late coming on, just finished work. How can we book a reading with Beth? Is that possible to do that, Beth?
Well, it is at some point, because of the exposure I've just had recently. My inbox has been absolutely full, and I'm trying to get through people. If you want a quick reading, come on the radio show, because everybody gets one on there on a Wednesday evening. So I don't like missing anybody out. But obviously, the problem I've got, there's only one of me, and I'm trying to get through so many at the moment. So I try and give everybody a chance on the radio show. So that could be a way round it at the moment. Yeah.
So Maria's just said she's got 10 cats living with me, and one at my old house. So 11. I won't give them up. Long story how I ended up with so many. Anything for me. But I think we've run out of time anyway. But it's interesting.
Well, you're doing a good job, a very good job, and you needed, and those cats need you as much as you need them.
Yeah, and she's a lovely person as well. Again, very bouncy and bubbly. So, I know a lot of the people who are on here today, which is really lovely. And Beth, it's been really, really good. So pulsetalkradio.com is the radio station. Life by Numbers is the numbers book.
That's everything
right. Everything you need to become a pet psychic is the book to do this yourself, or learn how to do this yourself. And I just wanted to ask a quick question. How did you get into this?
Just from childhood. I just thought that when you owned a pet, you knew exactly what they were saying to you, that you knew how they were feeling, and everything that we're sharing. I just thought that was normal when you owned a pet. It wasn't till I got older that I realised other people weren't having that same experience. And then as we got the internet later on, I researched it more and realised it had a title. It's called Animal Communication.
You've just frozen again there, Beth. Hope you come back on. I was just going to mention your foxes, Jenny, but it looks like we
because
here she comes.
Yeah, I started reaching out to people all around the world with their pet problems and reading their photographs, because I really wanted to prove that this is real and that it works and that you can do it. So I was testing myself with people that I couldn't possibly know anything about, that I had no prior knowledge to. But like I say, so many people can do this. Give it a try. Get the book. My method's in there. It's easier than you think to do it.
Well, there's lots of thank yous. Jenny Jenny Doherty, who is a medium. Have you ever had her on your radio show?
No, I haven't, but I'd love to.
You should. She should.
My way. Come on my show, Jackie. Is it Jackie? Jenny Doherty. Come on my show, Jenny. I'll write her name down.
And she's a very good friend of mine. I work with her when I come over to the UK, and she comes over here and we work here. But she connects. I said it again, connects very strongly with foxes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's interesting because my little granddaughter has got this fear of foxes because they attacked her chickens, and she cannot. Every time she thinks going out in the dark she's going to come across foxes, and she's so frightened of them. So maybe you can give me something for Florence on that one after the show, Beth. That would be lovely.
Absolutely. Could I just say before we go, thank you so much for having me, Val, and everybody listening today. And that if you go onto the website, which is called the College of Psychic Studies, I'm doing a workshop on there on the 3rd of July, which anybody can join in with because it's on online, it's on Zoom. So if you have a look at the College of Psychic Studies, I'm doing a workshop to teach people how to become a pet psychic. And that's on the 3rd of July here.
Well,
so, you know, if anybody wants to sort of get some training from me in that way, have a look at that. Yeah.
And Tim, you're on here. It's nice to see you on here tonight. If an animal has a soul or a spirit, which of course it does in spirit communication from medium to animal, seems logic to me. Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, it's funny, as I said, you know, the number of times I've done readings and then all of a sudden I go, oh my gosh, you've got a dog, because it's just bounded up and he's licking my face, and I can feel the horses licking me, and yeah, it's just beautiful. But it's been really good tonight, and I think for everybody to listen to somebody else talking instead of me is quite interesting, because I just talk, but it's nice. I just handed over to you to do that tonight, but it has been an absolute pleasure. Maybe we should get you on again, when you've got a bit of time, maybe early in the new year or something like that, Beth.
Of course, anytime, Val.
All right. And I just want to, so what we do here at the end, and Kerry says, thanks, gals, is I always do a healing meditation at the end, because I think it's very important. I haven't had any names, so I'm going to send healing out to all your pets and all of you and all of your families that are connected to you. But we need to just remember that we're all linking arms, and that we're sending that healing energy out with our left hand and receiving it in with our right hand, and then feeling that beautiful flow of energy going around each one of us. And then we allow that energy to expand, and we're sending that energy out to our town, our country, and then our world, and make that a collective healing energy that it helps people, whether they're suffering mental, physical, emotional illnesses. And that healing energy goes out to our animal kingdom, obviously, and to our plant kingdom, and of course every person in this world. And as we all know, the world's in a bit of a mess at the moment, but look, you know what I keep saying, if we can make our own little space good, then eventually the world will become a better place. But we've got to start with it from our own space. The number of times people have said to me, oh, what about that country? And what about that country? I say, you're not there and you can't do anything. All you can do is send that beautiful healing energy out. But concentrate, I can't talk tonight, concentrate on your space and making it a better place. So let me just put this beautiful song on, as I always do. And for me, it's a very, very important one to play. So we're sending that beautiful energy out and sending it out across our world and encompassing everyone, every animal, every plant, everything into that healing energy that we're sending out. And when the chorus starts, I want to hear you all singing. They all make me laugh because they send me messages saying, we're singing. But it is important. But, you can do this yourselves. You can communicate with your pets yourselves. You can help to heal them yourself. You can also feel your animals in spirit by just feeling the outline of them, and you should be able to feel them. So somebody's obviously come to Beth's door.
human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire universe. I'm not going to sing anymore. I've got a very bad throat. Make a better place for you and for me. Let's do this. Let's make our world a better place. Every one of us makes a difference. Thank you so much, Beth, for tonight. It's been a pleasure. Oh, I would love to sing at the top of my voice, but my voice doesn't want to do it at the moment. It will get sorted eventually. But tonight's been an absolute blast for me. I think we could have probably gone all night, you know, with all the questions. And I know I missed some, and I am sorry about that. But, you know, it is nice to know that our pets can communicate and do communicate. And, you know, it's like humans. We just don't pay attention sometimes. And that's exactly what we should be doing with our pets as well. We should be paying attention to them as well as our loved ones in the spirit world. You know, and when you see something out of the corner of your eye, it may not be your granny or your uncle. It may be your horse or your pet dog or whatever. So just know that they are still around you as well. And that is so important to remember. But thank you, all of you, for coming on tonight. It's been an absolute, as I said, it's been an absolute pleasure. But thank you, Beth. And everybody is saying thank you. So I will just let everybody go, and I will see you all next week. And God bless you all. Take care.